Yo, 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 what's poppin'? You kicking it with the coldest podcast in the land. I'm your boy, B. Jones, a.k.a. Bolo, and you know when I'm pulling up to the porch. I can't pull up without my dog.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Big Smitty, a.k.a. D-Nice. And where we at again, Bolo?
Y'all know we in the place to be, so tell a friend to grab a drink and pull up, because this is the porch.
Started on the porch, that was where it all began. Had to put in work, every day we got it in. We chased all our dreams and now they can't believe it. We make it look easy, we achieving everything we need. Now we undefeated. If we link, no it's only business. If we get to speak and leave them speechless. I did things for free but now it costs to see me. When you see me, you ain't gotta greet me. Just don't plot to sneak me. I'ma see it, I'ma stop and watch you lose and get defeated.
Yes, sir. What's going on, Bolo? How you feeling right now?
Man, blessed, bro. Can't complain, man. You know, with the world we in now, I'm just happy to just continue to take it one step at a time, brother. How about you?
Amen to that, man. Same thing. It's been a busy week, but busy is good. You know, if you're busy, that mean the money's coming in. So I can't
stand out the way.
Exactly, exactly. But
that's it.
We've been waiting for this episode all week long. Special guest, man. Got to give him the proper intro. He's a comedian. He's an actor. He's a podcast host. He's a gamer. The man does it all. My guy, Erik Griffin. Welcome to the porch.
Hello. I feel like I need to have some AKAs.
let me know your nickname. I mean, what is it? Is it EG?
I don't know if I have enough. AKA E Money. AKA E Smooth. AKA.
There you go. There you go.
Butterscotch Lover. AKA.
We need that. We need all that.
I love it, man.
Welcome
How you
to
feeling,
the porch.
man? How you feeling?
I'm good, just I mean, like you said, I was gaming. I mean, I got into gaming just because of like the world went crazy, and so I said I needed to find something else to do, and then it just turned into something. So, you can catch me on Erik Griffin Gaming.
Okay, I love it. You heard what he said, man. For y'all real gamers, hop on. And I heard he pretty good. I've been doing my research on the tap in, Erik, and you ain't too bad on there. So hey,
I'm not too bad for the old man. I'm the old man gamer. I'm not terrible, but I play a lot of Call of Duty because I can't. Nice. I would play sports games. The only sports games I like to play is FIFA. Because it's like because the AI on FIFA you have a lot of control over. I can't play basketball games because the AI decides when you're gonna make it or miss it, and then you get so frustrated because you're like, why would that guy miss a layup? Why would he miss a layup? You know what I mean? So I just, it makes no sense. So I don't know.
Nah, I definitely feel you on that. Now part of that is based on how long you hold the O button, the B button, the X button, but we ain't got to get into all that right now. One day I might teach you.
Even still, though, no one in real life shoots 100%.
True.
Okay.
True.
So then, therefore, they know that. So it is the AI deciding makes and misses. So that's like where I'm out.
I give you that. That's
what about football though? I mean, obviously, kicking a field goal is probably a little hard, but other than that, I think Madden is pretty much controlled, like user.
Yeah, but I'm just not. I'm not into football like that.
That's fair.
Like when you're watching football. Like, see, you played football. Did you play football also?
Yeah, yep. I played with Darnell. Yeah.
All right, so then you guys so you have an advantage because like you're playing football, then you're like, oh, I know why I should be in the 4-3 right now. I know why I should be in the 3-4 and the dime.
Right.
So like us like regular Joes. We in the thing like I don't know what defense to pick.
That's true.
So then it just becomes like you don't know. So it's like there's a learning curve to that, and it's just after a while. I mean, Madden is just kind of like Law and Order, man. It's like it's just always every year. So after a while, you just go, I've already bought this. Why am I buying this again?
And I find myself buying it every year. Every year I'm buying.
They get you every. Yeah, it's like I feel like they should have a base game. And then you get like add-ons every year. You go pay for the new roster or something like that.
Right.
You can you know what I mean? But to get a whole new game and then it makes them think that they have to change stuff to make it feel like you getting something.
Getting something new.
Those changes always drive me crazy.
Mess something up that was never a problem before.
It was never a problem, but we got to do this because we charge your money. Yeah.
Man.
Feel that.
We can go all day talking about the gaming world.
Turn into a gaming podcast.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. It's the porch.
Then,
one last thing.
But football might be over for this season, but basketball is in full steam for both pro and college hoops. From all the latest odds, totals, player performance props, to where the next fired coach is going to land, BetOnline is the #1 spot for all your sports betting needs. Head over to the website or use your mobile devices to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use our promo code BELIEVE to get started. That's BELIEVE, BLEAV, to get started. And it's not just basketball. BetOnline is your source for hockey, boxing, and UFC odds. Right to the Olympic coverage is the best in the business. From sports right down to your favorite Vegas casino games, BetOnline is your #1 online wagering destination. BetOnline, the fastest and easiest way to wager on all your favorite sports and to play your favorite games. BetOnline, where the game starts. Let's get it. The Porch is presented by BetOnline. Now back to the show.
Nah, again, Eric, we appreciate you hopping on the Porch, man. Definitely an honor, man. So we want to educate our fans just about your story. So let's start back to like the beginning. What made you want to be, a comedian in the first place? Obviously, I mean, being in entertainment world, period, is tough, but especially comedy. You're up there by yourself, alone, speaking specifically to the stand-up world. What was that early, inspiration that told you, you know what, this is something that I want to do?
Well, I mean, Eddie Murphy was the first. Eddie Murphy was the reason why I was like, oh, I want to do that. Just watching him. It wasn't even raw either for me. Not my delirious.
Delirious.
It actually was raw. It wasn't even delirious. It was raw. There was something about going to a movie theater to see a stand-up comedian. That was like, I was like, oh man, so you could be a movie star? Like this? You know, just being funny. And so when you have all your friends telling you that you're funny, and I'm like, so what's the thing at the time I didn't realize there was way more to it. But you just you think like, well, I'm funny and maybe can I do that? It's not till you get into business that you realize all the things that go on in the business. Like if somebody asked me right now, hey, should I be a comedian? I'd be like, no. I'd be like, don't do it. And if they kept at it, then I would be like, all right, now we could get into the real talk about it. But it was Eddie Murphy that really set me on my pace. And then just always being like a funny kid, funny person. You get that response from people, you know what I mean? Like if you're just like, oh, you say things and then people are laughing, you kind of go, oh, okay. And then when I learned to laugh at myself to laugh with people.
Yeah.
That was when it became like, oh, this could be a career, but I needed that lesson, it's like, it was when you're a kid, you get teased,
Right.
And it's like, once you laugh with them about it or tease yourself and then tease them back with a, good energy, then you realize, oh, okay, there's a skill to that. You know what I mean?
I agree. It's funny because when I'm watching just stand-ups, and I hear comedians laugh at themselves or take a small little pause because they really laughing at their jokes. I probably laugh the hardest when I'm seeing comedians really laugh at their jokes.
I say people always get on me about this. Stop laughing at your own jokes. I'm like, they're for me.
No, for real. Hilarious.
I'm funny as hell.
Yeah, I'm laughing. These jokes I think they're funny. And so I'm laughing because I'm thinking they're funny. If you don't think they're funny, that's on you. That's a you problem. You know what I mean?
So Eric, let me ask you this question. So obviously a comedian, everybody's funny in their own right, or everybody thinks they're funny, right? Or everybody has a dream of being a comedian and stuff like that. I kind of almost compare it to football. Like everybody want to get there, but the numbers are slim, right?
Yeah,
I guess
slim.
For you, at what point were you like, okay, I can really do this. Like I can really be funny. Like even though my friends think I'm funny, but I can take it to the next step and be professionally funny.
I think what you're really asking me is, when did I think I could make it a career?
Facts.
Yes. Exactly.
And it was, it was say 2004, when I got my first out of town gig, and then I was like, oh, you can make money at this. And then I started to get, more gigs. And then I was doing commercials. I got a few commercials and I was like, oh, so this isn't a pipe dream. You actually can make a career out of this, know? And so that's the moment, like those are the moments when like people start paying you to do it
right
on a small scale. And then you realize why, you're getting a response that people are getting their money's worth. And then you say to yourself, well, okay, well, let's extrapolate this into like, all year long. And then now next thing you know, you're paying your bills,
Right.
It's actually not that hard. I mean, it's hard, but I'm saying the hardest part isn't making a living as a stand-up comic. The hardest part is being a star.
Explain the difference. Yeah, break that down.
Okay, so the difference is like there's guys that you've never heard of and you never will hear of. They're making a good living as a stand-up comic. They're on cruise ships. They're around middle America. They've been traveling around for 10, 15 years, making a good living, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a weekend doing clubs, and it turns into like a decent living, let's say if there's somebody out there making $150 a year, doing stand-up comedy. They traveling a lot, but they bringing it in.
Yep.
That's a living. You're making a living. You know what I mean? But if you want to be a star, if you want to be like a household name, you want name and face recognition, that's a small percentage, very small percentage.
And just based off your experience, you're a vet in the game. How does one become a star? You know what I'm saying? I know there's different routes, but you know what?
It's just opportunity. It's just a journey you take, man. And you like, it's like the comedy business, the entertainment business is really like a marathon, right? It's a long marathon. And then, when in a marathon where people got water for you on the side and they're running and they grab the water, that's your little career opportunities, That's your little career opportunity. That's like, sitcom, Oh, I hosted this, or I got a late night talk show. But the marathon continues. After a while, you accumulate enough things that people start to go, oh, you're the guy from such and such.
Yep.
Oh, that's the guy from this and that. Oh, I really love you on this or that. And it always changes and it morphs. I was at the airport the other day and a kid walked up to me, just a kid that we would never run in the same circles. You know what I mean? Just a young skater white boy with long hair, real spacey. And he just was like, hey, are you Erik Griffin? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, I listened to your podcast, bro. And then that was it. You know what I mean? I thought to myself, wow, that's it. You know what I mean? I was like, thanks, man. And he just like went, left with his family. And I'm just saying, like, so you never know what people are going to recognize you from or know you from. And especially with the social media and the internet, people can find you. Like, you don't actually need a huge fan base to you don't need millions of people like to buy your record per se. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because because all the money's coming to you now because you make it, look, like you guys know with the podcast game.
Yeah.
The podcast game is like, you go, what? I could do what with this? And then like you get Patreon, you get all this stuff. And next thing you know, you started your own little entertainment company and then you off and running. So like the next step of that is to like, you get on a TV show, like when I was on Workaholics, I did, I'm Dying Up Here. I was in Murder Mystery. And so once you start to accumulate a resume, you realize people know you from a lot of different things. And even still, all the things that I've done, I'm still not like a star. So that's what I'm saying. To get to that point where it's like, oh, there he is. That's the journey that, you're taking. But along the way, you just got to sit back and remember, look at all that I have accomplished. Like, are you comfortable? You know what I mean? Like, we always want other stuff. But it's like, if you think about it, I go, damn, I'm comfortable. I got a beautiful fiance. I don't worry about money. I travel when I want, and I go, oh, you know what? I did it, and so
that's real.
Being okay there, and then like whatever might happen, will happen. Like last year, I booked a ABC pilot, and it would have changed my life again, So it didn't get picked up. But that going through that process, I was like, oh wow, there's still other levels to achieve,
right?
And so that's what makes it like exciting. You know what I mean?
That's beautiful.
For sure. It's like you want to find that balance of obviously, having dreams to achieve more, that's what keeps you motivated, but at the same time, still being present and, appreciating what you currently have and your accomplishments. Because I'm sure looking back, going back to like Erik Griffin in 1999.
Yeah, it's different.
It's different, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
but then seeing all the success you've had throughout your journey now, like I'm sure this is you. You like if you never achieve anything else, you've already made it. You know what I'm saying?
See, you know what? I'll give you an analogy like this. For me, I always say my career is like being on a treadmill set to 1. And so I'm on this treadmill and I'm set to 1. It's on a 1 incline, you know? Right. So it's going to take a long time, but when I look back, I'll be like, "Oh man, I'm actually pretty high up," you know?
Right.
But it just takes some time. Because it takes some time if the incline is here, it's going to take some time to get up. Right. Some people start and their incline is way higher and they skyrocket, you know? Right. It's different times, different people. But, you know, and here's another thing that you guys can appreciate too in terms of like appreciating things. It's very much like football. So you practice all week, you have all your drills, you do all the stuff, you play the game, say on a Saturday or say, let's say at the NFL, you play the game on Sunday, you win the game. You enjoy it Sunday, you enjoy it Monday, but then Tuesday you back to work. Yep. But you have to take that time to enjoy it on Sunday and Monday. In the same way, when you have failures, you lost the game on Sunday. Think about it Sunday, think about it Monday, what we could do differently, but you don't let it sit with you because Tuesday you got another game coming up on Sunday. Yep. Your career is all that same type of thing, man. It's the same type of energy. You know, I always say the best thing you could do is manage your disappointments. And what that means is like, get excited about stuff. Yeah. You know, you go on an audition, you get an opportunity, be like, "Oh man, this will change my life." You know, some people might say, whoa, you know, lower your expectations. You don't know. No, what I say is, let me enjoy this. And then if I really get it, I'll be like, yeah. But if I don't get it, I'll manage my disappointment at that point.
Right. He dropping gems on the porch, Bolo. Early.
For real, I'm like, damn, like, look, I was still stuck on the treadmill theory. I'm like, look, that's it.
Tons of people take multivitamins, but it's important to choose one that is top quality. With one delicious scoop of Athletic Greens, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to start your day right. Their special blend of ingredients supports gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, energy, recovery, focus, and aging. It's also lifestyle friendly and fits a wide range of diets. There's only 1 gram of sugar and no chemicals or artificial anything. Reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just 1 scoop in a cup of water every single day. That's it. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/believe. That's athleticgreens.com/believe. That's all you got to do.
Disclaimer: these statements are not being evaluated by the Drug and Food Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Athletic Greens. Take ownership of your health.
It's just where you are. You know, you just got to ask yourself where you are. Like, you know, but what I'm saying is, as long as you working towards, you know,
exactly, you moving.
You know, you moving. You just got to remember. Sometimes you just look back. Sometimes just look back to be like, oh man, you know where I was before. You know what I mean? That's all you got to think about. You know what I'm saying? You know, and so sometimes you have dips and valleys, but you just have to, like, you know, just like the stock market. Sometimes it goes like this, but when you have an outward view, you might see it go like this, but it goes up. You know?
Yeah.
So I was doing some research, aka Google. So I was looking at Google and
boo. Wikipedia.
So you can let me know if my information is either A, incorrect, or if I'm on the same page with you. So I see that your mom put you in comedy school for a little bit.
Oh, I hate when people look at the bio. You know
okay. Look, so
because then it turns into this like, so I was looking at your thing and it says you did this. Yeah. No, my mom was very supportive. My mom wasn't supportive of me doing comedy at first because, like, you know, my mom's from that generation of you got to be a businessman, doctor, or lawyer. You know what I mean? And so it was like being in entertainment. That's not real money. You know, that's just that's how they looked at things. You know,
right.
So, but still, though, my mom was supportive. She wanted me to do something. So my mom was always the kind of person that, like, if I said I wanted to do comedy, if I said I wanted to rock climb, my mom would go out and find a rock climbing class, give me some ropes and some hooks, and be like, "Okay, you said you wanted to do this, so let me see you do it." You know, so it was the same thing with comedy. I signed up for. She signed me up for a comedy class, and the rest was history after that. It was like a UCLA extension. It was like every Tuesday or Wednesday night or something like that for 12 weeks. And then we had the showcase, the graduation of the class was actually at the Comedy Store in LA. And so then it was like, I was like, whoa. So my first time being on stage in front of an audience, I was like, it's a drug,
Yeah.
That was like, I got a fix. And I was like, oh, I want to do this. But that's when it got hard because you want to do it, but now what?
So in the class, were you guys just practicing jokes? I'm trying to figure out what the class dynamic looked like for like comedy.
Okay, well, I'll tell you, like it is like that. And so what I recommend anybody that wants to do comedy to take a comedy class. And the reason is so you're in a comfortable environment around people who are on your same level. So it's a comfortable environment just to be like, hey, do you think this is funny? And then like people might be like, oh, I don't think that's funny, but it's comfortable. It's like a safe environment where you could be vulnerable. And then you might have a person there that's like had this experience to tell you like, hey, try it this way, try it that way, or give you some pointers. And so then when you finally get a set together in front of your friends and family, you're gonna shine. You could get a win. Right. And at that point, you might be like, well, I don't want to do this anymore. That was really hard and nerve wracking. Or you might be like, what do I do next? And that's the part that people don't know how to do. That's the hardest part. Damn. The hardest part was going from like, that stage of having this like, being this, having this intoxicating feeling to being like, well, how do I get back on there? Because it took me like over 10 years to get back on that same Comedy Store stage as a professional comedian. Damn. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. It's like, people don't know. It's like, it's a tough road.
The grind.
And it's no right or wrong way to do it. There's no right or wrong way to do comedy. It's just, everybody has their own journey.
Nah, for sure, man. Now, kind of walk us through, take us back. You talk about that first time, going on stage. It was like a drug, right? That feeling to just, it's a fix that you had to get. When you think back, were you ever nervous though, or just? Oh yeah,
I was super nervous. Okay. I was super nervous that day because it was the first time I'd ever done this, and it's like, and then I'm like, this is the first time it was like, here's some jokes I think are funny, and I'm telling them to the crowd to see if they think it's funny. Mm-hmm. So that's like, that's like, and then you're getting the response where they're like, oh, this is really funny. Then I'm like, what?
You find your groove,
yeah. Just stupid jokes when I think back on them right now. I remember one of my jokes was like, you don't see a lot of black people on Jeopardy. Because then they had to change the categories like barbecue holidays, blind singers. I just had a lot of, it was just like, I think back now and I go, ugh, yuck, but,
Hey, it made me laugh still. So I don't know. You're doing something. Hey, it's something about a comedian too, where it's like, anytime I went to a comedy show, like I'm going there with the intent to laugh. Yeah. So as soon as you come out, you might be like, hey, what's up? It's Erik Griffin. I'm down there smiling already. You ain't even said nothing yet.
Yeah. Well, that's because I'm, I got a weird look too.
That's true. I didn't want to say that, but
you can say it. It's all good. You ain't shit, but it's all good.
So I got a question for you. So you mentioned briefly, obviously, how your jokes have evolved. Do you cater your jokes to a specific crowd, or like what you throwing out is what you throwing out regardless?
Okay, so the way you guys are talking right now, the way we're talking, would we talk this same way at a funeral?
No, absolutely not.
No, we wouldn't. So it does matter. Context matters.
Yeah.
So it's like, it just depends. It's like if I'm doing a church show, I'm not going to be in there. Who eating pussy in here? You know what I mean? It's not going to be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it does. You do have a way of like, but like if you have like a mainstream set, you at the mainstream clubs and you have a set that you do, and you decide like how, if you're trying to push buttons, if you're just trying to make people laugh. I mean, so it all depends on like, the where you are, the location, the circumstances, and the context,
Now, does that change with generations too?
I think so. I mean, I think people don't realize that they're consciously doing that is what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
I think that people like to feel like, I keep it real 100% of the time. And it's like, so you're not, because if I told them that, well, you're going to be at a funeral, you're going to keep it real at the funeral. It's like, people, that's just a thing people like to say.
Got you.
That's a good point. And to me, I think that kind of touches on one of the things that I think is the hardest as a comedian, just from the outside looking in, is understanding your audience, because it's like you might have one set and like the jokes you tell, like the audience, they love it. You're killing it. They love it. You take those same exact jokes to another audience and it may not hit the same. And I just feel like, man, like, have you ever been in one of those situations where you just kind of early on could tell the audience ain't really vibing with this, and like you had to adjust kind of in the moment, maybe?
Yeah, it happens. But if you have to just consider the environment for a second and like really think about it. Think about a room full of 100 people, and one of the only things these 100 people have in common is that they decided to go to a comedy show. But when you really look around, it's different races and different ethnic backgrounds, different sizes, different, economics, like, and they're all sitting in a room together.
Right.
And your job is to like convey to them, this is why I think this is funny, and see if they all agree as a group.
That's hard.
Actually, man. It's actually pretty mind-blowing when you think about it. You know? And so that's why there's so many things that go into it, like how you look, how you talk, how you, what type of jokes, when, you know what I mean? And it's just like you as you become a pro, you realize you could tell the tone of the room. Maybe you're watching the comic before you and the crowd's a little tight, and then you might have to be like, well, let me ease into, so it just depends. It's like, it's very fluid.
Gotcha.
Right.
So I had a question about so obviously the world we live in now is just big on buzzwords, right? So if you say something like, cancel culture is big right now. So for you, and obviously your evolution of being in the game for over 20 years, has that changed you a little bit?
Yes, it has, but it's not for, I'm not one of these people that's like how you're not going to hear me harping on how people are sensitive because I'm sensitive. The things I talk about are because of my sensitivity. My problem with sensitive people is that when they get weaponized, that's the problem. Sensitivity is weaponized. And what I mean by that is just like, oh, you said something we don't like. And then there's like a group of people that are going to be like, let's attack that person for that.
Right.
So that's where I have a problem. But being sensitive, it's like, no. And what it's done is it's made, if you're a good comic, if you want to be a good comic, it's made you be more thoughtful about what you do and say. That's all. Like if I have a joke and I want to talk about women, okay, and now women are sensitive because of the Me Too movement, and women are tired of misogynistic whatever, but I'm trying to make a valid point. I feel that I have to find a way to make sure they don't feel attacked,
right?
And that they understand where I'm coming from, and all that can be done in a well-constructed joke or performance. And so that's all it's done. It's just made comics have to be more thoughtful, and then and we'll see where it goes from there. I think the pendulum will swing back. I mean, I think we're super sensitive right now about some things that they shouldn't be, but that's because people don't understand context and nuance and, satire and irony and all these things that go into what makes a joke and a performance. People just take like the words, and then they turn that into
a whole thing. Yeah, now that's a good point, because the thing is, like, any joke, technically speaking, someone could take it out of context if you just pull out a few words, or you know what I'm saying, whether it's about some weight, about race, women, men, whatever. Yeah, you can nitpick anything.
Even if something is in the way people do it now, like even if something is inappropriate, like for instance, my friend Joe Rogan, he had on his podcast over 1,000 episodes. He's had some incidents where he used the N-word, and in context of whatever he was doing, it may or may not have been okay, right?
Right.
Maybe he was trying to be funny and it didn't hit right. But when you take that and then you put it in a video of all of the montage of him saying that,
it looks horrible. Yeah,
it looks horrible,
bad,
right? It looks horrible but context matters.
Right.
Now, I don't excuse it in a sense of like, hey, maybe that ain't funny. Like it wasn't funny. And so it didn't age well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what happens. Our jokes don't age well. And that goes for anything. Like, it's like there's plenty of male comics who have jokes that they've said about women that it's probably, when you look at it now, are going to be like, ooh, that didn't age well, huh?
Yeah.
But but it's like context. I just say context matters. And, and we live in a world now where it's like, people get on the attack. Then it's like, then it turns into like, oh, this white guy's racist and blah, blah, blah. And you just kind of go, hold on a second. Let's take a beat and talk this through. That's the part. Right. That's the part that's missing.
Yeah, right. That's true. People are so quick to just immediately, judge or call someone racist, call someone something, and you don't even know the person at all, right? You just taking like a moment, like, obviously, I saw the Joe Rogan clip. It didn't look good at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, again,
it don't look good.
It don't look good at all. And again,
but you know what? And it don't look good on purpose.
Right. Exactly. That was the intention.
It was meant for that.
Yeah. Mission accomplished. You know what I'm saying?
And again, I don't know Joe at all, but again, he came out, he made a video, and again, even with that, he still apologized and admitted that.
Right.
Yeah. He didn't need to say the word. Maybe he did. It wasn't. Maybe he didn't need to say it, but the context, like you said, matters. Like if someone just pulls some shit out of stuff I've said years ago or my group chat, if we keeping it real, that's a dangerous world you want to dive into. You know what I mean? You pulling little bits and pieces of what people said. We've all done said some stuff that could be very easily misconstrued, and so I just feel like,
but and on that point, here's the thing, like, it's like this is an example we always use. It's like, I say things to my friends, like, yeah, we all in some group chats that we say some stuff,
right?
You know what I mean? But here's the thing. Once that stuff is released, you do have to answer for it.
Yep.
Like,
True.
The excuse is not, well, I was just saying that to my friend. Okay. But someone was hurt by it.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I still watch Speak for Yourself and Marcellus Wiley. I love Acho and Wiley, how they discussions they get into.
Yeah.
But Wiley said something real poignant one time, and it was, there's 2 times you should apologize: when you're wrong or when you hurt someone. And that has nothing to do with intent. It's like our intent in our group chat is for us to laugh because we think this is funny, and sometimes we go too far because we know each other,
right? And
all that kind of stuff. But once that's released, it's okay for the people you're talking about in that group chat to be like, "Yo, man, what?" Like John Gruden. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's like, those are private emails. It's not right what he was saying, but it also like, hey, this was supposed to be between me and my boys.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Once they got out, it was like, well, you got to answer for that because you
ain't private no more.
It ain't private no more. So now you answer for it. So that's when it becomes up to that person to be like, you just have to own this.
Right.
Just own it. That's what Joe Rogan did. He owned it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can move on.
Yeah,
I feel it.
Good point.
So now, transition. I know that just got a little spicy, right?
I like that. Hey,
it's
the Porch show. We gotta keep it real.
Hey, we gonna hit everything from sun up to sundown.
We got EG on here. We got EG. Come on now.
So obviously, AKA
honey,
E nasty.
Yeah. Y'all had like a 15-minute intro. I'm like, how many AKAs do these motherfuckers have?
I had a couple more loaded up. I just didn't
know what I'm saying. Better known as.
Right.
So with social media being so big, especially with the pandemic, I feel like a lot of people, obviously when things closed down, they really resulted into the social media side of things. And one big way of comedy right now I've seen is the skits, right? So you got everybody doing skits, everybody laughing and, kind of getting their jokes off on the skit side. Has that taken away from like stand-up comedy? Like people kind of doing
No, man. Nothing takes away from stand-up comedy. That's a whole different experience.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like you're not like those skits help stand-up comedy. Because if you see somebody funny in a skit, you might be like, oh,
he probably funny.
He's funny. Let me go watch him. So nothing takes away from one or the other, It's just like going to the movies, man. When you go to the movies, there's nothing to take, like watching a movie at home ain't the same as watching it in a movie theater.
No,
so it's never going to take away from it. You understand? Like I'll watch a movie on HBO Max and still go watch it in the movie theater if I really like it.
Get that feel.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Just to get to like that movie experience. So it's the same thing with stand-up. Live stand-up comedy, it can't be stopped.
I love it. Now, that's a good point though, because I'm always just curious about, you have your stand-up comedians, you have people who are maybe better in like films and shows. Then you have the new generation of people who are on social media. So I thought it was just an interesting point though, because I just always curious of what's the respect level between like the Instagram comedian versus the.
Well, I'll say this, man. Maybe 5-8 years ago, there was no respect. Because it was like, oh, you just let me give you a better example. Models. We used to clown. We used to be like, oh, you an Instagram model.
Yeah.
Hey. They the only models.
They got that.
You know what I'm saying? They the only ones making money. You understand? So it's like it changes. Same thing with all those social media people. They making way more money than most stand-up comedians. Trust me.
Really?
They out there, yeah. They making so much money. It's a new art form, and so it's not like TV, film, live. Now it's TV, film, live performances. And online, that's all. It's a whole other category, and they're making bank doing it.
Should we expect Erik Griffin to dive into the skit world a little more? I mean,
you know what? I'm trying. It's
you can do it. You got the skill set.
It's so tough to be like from an old school generation doing things a certain way, and then like these new kids come in with this stuff. But sometimes you feel like it's like what they want to watch may not be this. So if you want to see me, come down to the Comedy Store. You know what I mean? You want to see me? Check my calendar. I'll be at a club in your city. That's how you see me. So it's like, you know what I mean? I try. I don't know. It's like some of comics like myself need to break ourselves of this like feeling of like this is how you're supposed to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to do it this way, and it's like it's a hard nut to crack to figure out what is my audience like. What funny thing do people want me to see? But sometimes people become a slave to that, like they do some funny thing and then it blows up and now they have to do that all the time.
Forcing it. Yeah.
They got to be whatever the new character is. Hi, I'm Mama. You know what I mean? And then they have to like, now they got to be that, oh, it's Mama at 7-Eleven. And everybody's like, oh, can't wait to see Mama. So it just depends. It's like that's also like it has its has its pitfalls.
That's
I respect that though, because like you said, like I think it's a different arena for different people. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people see success in different areas, just like relating it to sports. So you can't just force your way into another area of comedy, and that might not be you'll feel the play. What works?
And podcasting is another thing that has really blown people up. I mean, there's some big comedian podcasters who have built a huge audience now that are going out and making tons of money on the road now because of their podcasts, even though like on a grander scale, nobody knows who the hell these people are. But it don't matter because now they're reaching, all you need to do is reach 300 to 500,000 people and you can make a really good living. You understand what I'm saying? Like wealthy. So that's what people are seeing now. Like the gatekeepers, they've lost their control and power over the business because people are doing it themselves.
Cut out that middleman. And speaking of podcasts, I want to touch on Riffing with Griffin. He brought the mic down. I was
just about to ask about that sound, man. Oh my God.
That's the singing mic. That's what I call it.
Hey, I love it. I was watching this last episode, man, and I was in the intro just in here.
Going crazy.
That's shout out to Dopapod. It's a dope funk band. They made that theme song for me. They just randomly like, yo, can we, they did it. And I heard it. I was like, oh, this is great. So shout out to them.
That's fire, funny. Man. I love it, man. So kind of tell our fans, the Porch fans, man, a little bit about Riffing with Griffin. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of what can the fans expect as new listeners coming in to check you out?
Well, it is what it is. I like to it's so fluid. It's ever changing. Sometimes I have guests, and because of the pandemic, I stopped having guests. Mm-hmm. So then I went more solo. So the solo episodes, it's me. I hit topics that are going on in the world, and I like to review movies and TV shows because people like when I talk about those things. And also, though, if something big is going on, I might talk about that too, and I just give you my perspective. It's very nuanced. I say nuanced a lot because I like to look at things in a nuanced way. Things aren't black and white. There is a middle ground. There's a discussion to be had, and I have that on my podcast, Riffing with Griffin.
I love it. I love it.
So sticking on that same topic with your podcast, I was able to listen to the last episode. And one thing that you was talking about that stuck out to me was people who look at the comments. So you were talking about people who look at the comments, like people kind of who get overly like emotional or get down, and then people who are like, fuck it, I'm gonna look at it, and it is what it is. So kind of explain to the world, the trollers of the world, and the people who have
that's the thing, man. You got a lot of trolls. I mean, there's people that love getting under your skin. They love saying mean shit to you. They love, you know what I mean? It's just, it is what it is. So it's two schools of thought. So sometimes when I complain about this, I'm like, damn, these trolls, and somebody be like, man, don't read the comments.
Right.
And then you just go, okay, so what you're saying to me is don't ever look at my social media.
Right.
So you're telling me I'm not allowed to enjoy my social media.
Don't make sense.
It don't make sense. So I am going to see the comments. They're tagging me. You know what I'm saying? So the notification come up, and then you're just like, oh, this is some messed up stuff. So then you end up what I like to do, on Instagram, if they're a follower and they're being a troll, I'll remove follower, hide story, restrict them. That's it. Some people say, why don't you block? I don't like blocking people. You know what I mean? Because you block somebody, then it gives them even more. Because then now they're
screenshot it. Yeah.
Oh, look, I got to him. I blocked him. I'm like, nah. And it's like, no. I want you to still be able to put your nonsense out into the universe. Mm-hmm. I'm just never going to see it.
Right.
That's all. Because now I've restricted you. And when I see restrict, I just delete. Absolutely. When I see because how when you restrict somebody, it don't show you what the message says.
Right.
So I've trained myself to just delete it.
Yep. You ain't got to worry about it, man.
I ain't got to worry about it. So it's gone. And they can't be on your page anymore. They can't, so you're just like, I'm done with it. But that's what I'm saying. So you have to decide who you are. You have to have a thick skin. You got to be there's going to be a lot of negativity. When you do something like this, what you guys are doing, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to hit you up and be like, they disagree with you. Yep. And the average person doesn't know how to disagree with respect. They don't. They don't know how to disagree with respect. They only disagree with things like, Darnell's an idiot. What kind of idiot take was that? That's how they talk.
With his dumb ass.
Yeah, you so stupid by saying that, as opposed to just being like, oh, so you disagree with me, so you don't want to have a discourse? You don't want to have you know what I mean? Because I don't mind being in the comments with you.
Right.
You know what I mean? You want to go back and forth, and we have a civil back and forth, but it's never that. It's got to just be, are you stupid for, or some kind of or then they attack you personally. You know what I mean?
People just think
they love to attack you.
Right. It's like it's my way or the highway. If you say anything that's different than that, you're just a dumbass. You're stupid. It's like, come on, man.
I know
it's more than one way to look at anything, and you got to have the right mindset to be able to disagree and have discourse, and that be okay. Me and Bolo, we might disagree on stuff, but I still can show love to one another and show respect.
Right. And at the end of it, you throw it away. You're just like, all right, cool, let's move on with our thing. But it's like agree to disagree is a thing that just people just do not have anymore.
Hey man, what's more important than peace of mind? Nothing. And that's what NordVPN is here for, to give you peace of mind while you're online. And with all the threats that hit you in the face today on the internet, it's more important now than ever before to be sure that you have the best VPN that you can get. NordVPN is the world's best VPN service, offering the fastest connectivity, most servers, and next-gen encryption to make sure that everything you do online stays secure. Plus, you can use NordVPN on all your computers and devices, no matter the operating system. It don't even matter. With NordVPN's unlimited bandwidth, you never have to worry about a slow connection. You ain't got to worry about none of that. And plans start at under $4 per month. So you can't say you ain't got no money. You can't say $4. Everybody got $4 and they bought it right now. So grab your exclusive NordVPN deal by going to nordvpn.com/believe or use the code BELIEVE. That's BLEAV to get up to 70% off. That's right, 70% off your NordVPN plan plus one additional month for free. It's also risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Come on, man. NordVPN. Now back to the show.
You know what I'm saying?
But I think too, though, the thing that ticks me off is that it's more than just that. It's like I said earlier, people don't want to talk about context, nuance. Mm-hmm. They don't want to talk about, like, is there irony in what you're saying? Is there, they just they hear words, they have their own thought, and then boom, then a judgment comes.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And the judgment is usually like the judgment about your appearance, the judgment is about your take, so that your intelligence, that's what the judgment comes, as opposed to being like, whoa, so now you've made it so we can't talk at all.
Yep.
Yeah.
That kind of reminds me of, like, y'all know back in the day, like, you get into it with your girl, that she send you like 70 like pages of a text message, and you take one thing and you be like, so you just trying to disrespect me? And like, damn, like, you just took this the whole, I just said all that and you just picked out one thing.
Yeah. One thing that stands out. And that's another point too that I'm thinking about. Like, Eric might have 1,000 of positive comments, and then it's that one comment where they're talking bad that just stands out. And it's like, it's just human nature for some reason.
I don't know why. I know, and it's the worst part of human nature, but it is what it is, because I mean, comedians do that too. Like, you're on stage and like it's 300 people in the crowd. Mm-hmm. It seems like 295 of them are enjoying the shit out of your show, but you can see those 5 that aren't.
Yeah,
and you're just like, why isn't that dude laughing over there?
And I know your podcast, you actually mentioned there were like 2 guys who were like,
drunk
as hell or something, clowning.
Yeah, I was just in Calgary, and these 3 guys in the front row just acting up. And what pissed me off is they didn't own it. Right. I said, like, y'all talking. They were like, we're not talking. We didn't say anything. And I was like, oh, come on, man. We all, you know what I mean? Like, when you
keep it real, right?
Keep it 100. Like, if he would have just said, my bad. Yeah, we had a little bit to drink, we could have settled it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But when it's just, the ego gets in the way, and then boom.
That's got to be tough being on stage, man. You trying to be professional, do your thing. You got these 5 knuckleheads just laughing, talking, but not laughing, talking, and disrupting the show. But it's like, damn,
that's what happens.
Yeah, man. I don't know how y'all comedians do it, man. I would have damn near had to threw the mic down and threw the gloves on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
and then what's strange about, like, how we perceive that?
Yeah,
is now you're wrong. It's crazy. It's the craziest thing to me is, like, someone will say, "Hey, man, they're trying to push your buttons." Well, then I'm giving them what they looking for.
Right. Come on.
Why am I the target? I'm in the wrong.
It's always the second person. Always the person responding to the BS.
Yeah. So it's a sucky thing, but it is what it is. Taking the high road and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah. Hey, real quick, but before you jump into your next question, Bolo, just came to mind. Has there ever been a time where like a fan tried to like fight you because of a joke you said?
Ooh. Yeah, I've had that happen. I've told this story before in even other podcasts. I had a guy attack me, rush the stage at the Comedy Store, and it was like crazy. The guy threw a chair at me. You know what I mean? So then I had to block that, and then I just went into I went into the red zone. I threw the chair back, and then I fucking punched him in the face. And that was the first time I realized I couldn't fight. Because you know what I mean, like, I punched him and then, like, nothing happened, and I was like, he's supposed to fly back. You know what I mean?
Hate it, huh?
I was like, oh shit, so I know now that I should have, like, used my body, like, you know what I'm saying?
Kind of throw it into him.
I've been doing boxing. I know now. Like, go back in that situation, I would have knocked him out.
He like, try me again. Try me in 2022.
I know. Try these hands in 2-2. So yeah, but it does happen. But most people are cowards in terms of that, and most people don't want to do that. Even when people start talking, it's just their ego. The ego gets in the way, and they just kind of like, now they're embarrassed too. And then as a comic, sometimes we do that. And sometimes we got to be careful as a comic because it's just like if you're a fighter. If you're, let's say you're like a jujitsu expert and you're in a bar.
You can't be fighting,
You can't be fighting. But you know what? I'm a jujitsu expert with my mouth. So sometimes I do have to know, like, you know, I could kill this person. You know what I mean? But, you know, I'm so mad my show is being disrupted that sometimes you go there.
Yeah.
You know? Like when that guy rushed the stage, I got what I wanted. Is my point.
Right. For sure.
Right.
Because I got him his feelings. You touched
a specific nerve.
Yes.
Get him up out of seat.
That he lost himself, that he's gonna go to jail attacking me like that. So that's on me too. So I was responsible for that also.
Yeah, but not for sure. Hey, one bar he just said, I'm about to say that to my wife later on tonight. He said jiu-jitsu with his mouth. I'm gonna tell wifey that tonight. She gonna like that.
Okay,
he got jiu-jitsu with his mouth.
We don't know. We don't want to hear about your sex life right
now.
No,
okay? For real. That's like mine, bro.
I didn't say that. I said jiu-jitsu. You took it there. I didn't say specifics.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. This is
right. Exactly.
We know where you going.
Seriously.
I'm talking about the kitchen. My fault. Jump in, Polo.
Yes. So Eric, best moment of comedy. Obviously, you've done cartoons, you've done movies, you've done stand-up. Probably got a lot to pull from, but if you can name one, what would that be?
It was doing Workaholics. You know, Workaholics was the one. That was the main, because that was my first big break. And you know, people still know me today from that. So, you know, it's always going to have a special place.
Hell yeah.
Legendary show right there, man. Legendary.
So and going back to stand-up comedy and obviously getting that guy going crazy, was that like the toughest crowd you've experienced, or have you experienced some crazy crowds?
Oh, I've had a lot of like really terrible shows, like in terms of like whatever the circumstances are. One time I was in Colorado, I was doing a show in Colorado, a small town in Colorado, and the club owner asked me to come. He said, "Hey, we have a private party going on and there's a ventriloquist. Can you come do a little time before the ventriloquist?" And I was like, okay. So when I get there, the average age of the people in the crowd is like 75. It was like an old crowd, and they're doing bingo. Okay. They're doing like a raffle. I'm sorry. They're doing like, here's the people that are going to win the prizes. Right.
Right.
And they had the mic hot because so the person standing with the mic, like maybe far away, and they're reading the numbers, and it's hot in the mic. Yeah. So then when she finished, he goes, okay, well, a comic's here, Erik Griffin. So I grab the mic, and they don't turn the volume down, you know? Man. And I'm like, what's up, y'all? And then it was all these old people were like, you're gonna kill us, you know?
Oh my God.
They hated every second of my performance, and the club owners in the back just laughing his ass off. The other comics in the back, they're dying because I'm just eating shit, and they're in the back there like dying. So then I got mad, and I was like, all right, fuck this crowd, you know. So one guy, this old dude, he had like a vase in his hand, and I was like, oh, is that your urn? You know what I mean? Like I just was, I just lost my mind because it was like the worst. So that's what I'm saying. Circumstances and all that kind of stuff. You never know. Some things are out of your control. You know, and it is what it is.
I can see you walking through. That's your cane. Fuck your cane. You just mad, pissed off.
I'm so mad.
Now that's a skit. If you ever do a skit, that's reliving that. That might be a funny ass skit.
That's a funny.
That's the one. Keep that in the back pocket, man. Yep. For sure. Now, before we go to the quick hitters, like I said, we definitely want to touch on one of the sports topics you had brought up during your podcast. So,
okay, here we go.
Hold on, now. This is some controversial now.
Yeah, we gotta talk, Eric.
You were talking about the Sixers and the Nets. You know, the whole trade. Obviously, James Harden is with the Sixers. First two games, him and Joel Embiid have looked flawless together.
It looked great.
Look great. We haven't seen the Nets together. Ben Simmons has yet to play. Obviously, KD's hurt. But you know, we all think when they all get together, that could be a dangerous.
Just like we thought last year too, right?
We did, but be real. A big toe away from them getting past the Bucks.
I think it was Steve Nash coaching better. They would have won.
That too, or injuries. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, the Nets are up 2-0.
Yeah, Kyrie injuries have lost him 2 championships.
Exactly.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. So on to the bread and butter.
Yeah,
get talking about it. Kevin Durant. Okay, obviously he's hit some hardships on the injury side, and obviously I know you mentioned he's 33, getting towards the back end of his career. But pound for pound, obviously not right now since he's not playing, but he's still top 3 in the league, in my opinion.
Number 1.
Yeah, when he's on the court, he's one of the best, or if not the best basketball player on the court. What's the key phrase in that sentence?
When or if or when when he's on the court.
True. So you think he does? What do you think?
I honestly believe that that his best days are behind him. That we've seen the best of him already, and that injury that no one has ever come back from 100% is showing its face now, and his body is just failing him. Like he's already missed how many games this year? 20 games?
Something like that. Yeah. I don't have the exact.
He's missed 20 games this year. He missed like 20, 25 games last year. That's going to be him. That's going to be him. You know, I don't want it to be that. I hope next year he comes and plays all 82 or at least over 70, right? Mm-hmm. But this may not be it. It may be that his body can't. This is a tough thing to play a professional sport. Right. Have to play 2-3 times a week, running 10, 20 miles a day, and, you know, on the court, up and down. It just may be that his body, you know, has failed him.
So just for clarity, I just want to make sure I'm understanding. When you say his best days are behind him, you're speaking purely on the fact that you believe injuries will continue to slow him down, not his actual skill set per se.
No, I think that injuries are going to continue to slow him down, and then it's just going to be bad luck all the time. You know, it's just going to be like you can't get the chemistry right because he's injured. You can't get to the, you know what I mean? It's going to be that kind of thing. You know, so you know, hopefully, like they were beating the shit out of the Bucks last year, man.
It was easy,
they were beating the shit out of them, man. I was like, here we go. They're going to actually do this. Kyrie Irving goes down. Another guy who like just. You just pick a time to get the worst time to get hurt, he'll do it.
Right.
Yeah. He'll be a 3. I talked about this on my podcast. He doesn't get hurt against the Warriors. They win that championship. Okay.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
If they win that championship, I don't think the Warriors have the confidence and all that to be the team that they were the next year. You know, and then you talk about the confidence the Cavs would have had going in. Who knows, man? And then we looking at LeBron in a completely different way. He might have rattled off 2 or 3 in Cleveland because of that. You know what I mean? So it's just, I don't know. I think that's a championship he lost there. I always look back at I always like to think back of like a good list of like the championships that could have been, but there was an injury. I think Shaq have 5 if Wade didn't get hurt the first year they were together. He got hurt in the Eastern Conference Final, and that was it for them.
Yeah.
I think they would have went on and won the championship that year. You know, there's so many of those kinds of things, man. Magic got hurt against the Pistons, but then the next year Isaiah got hurt. So you don't even know what would have happened, but you know, it is what it is. But all I'm saying is, you know, I think a lot of factors played in last year with the Nets. I think Kevin Durant was tired. I think he played too many minutes. I think Steve Nash is a rookie coach and didn't have the cachet to be like, you coming out.
Right.
You coming out for like 2 minutes so you could be fresh for this or that. I mean, what happened to like Jeff Green, who was balling in the series before that?
He was.
Didn't see no time. Like they could have done that, but they relied on these guys, and they didn't finish the deal, man. They didn't finish the deal. So we could talk about that big toe or not and all that, but I don't even know if they should have even been in that position. You know, so it is what it is, man. I just feel like, and that's why I also said on my podcast, if I were the Nets, I'd trade Kevin Durant. I would trade him. And I tell you why.
I don't know about that, EG. I was rocking with you for a minute.
Listen, just hear what I'm saying.
I'm hearing it.
I feel like they know. Okay. Like that medical staff is probably like, you know, can he get back? And just in case that he can't, you trade him while people think he's like, see how you guys, how reverent you talk about Kevin Durant?
He the best player in the league.
Even though the guys missed 60 games in the last 3 years.
But hold on, EG. You're talking as if the Achilles injury was last year. It was 2 years ago. And like you said, last year he was balling out.
I know, but did they win?
Come on, EG. But we just listed out the fact that Kyrie got hurt and then Harden got hurt. Forget about that.
So he has value, right?
Extreme value.
Right.
Best player in the league value.
I know, but I feel like so we're gonna have to talk in a year when he's missed 35 games for the whatever injury that's gonna come up because it's just he's 33.
Or Ben Simmons comes back, he's feeling good mentally, and KD comes back and then they win the ring and they have a whole other conversation.
You mean the all head case team? Oh, I love this team. the prima donna Nets team.
I was about to say it's a lot going on the Nets. So many personalities.
If New York changes the vaccine mandate for Kyrie, if Ben Simmons is right mentally, and if KD is healthy, the Nets are gonna win it all.
Yeah, and if I was 6'5",
yeah, bro,
my poster would be on your wall. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of ifs in there. Again, I'm not anti Kevin Durant at all. I think we could, I don't like what he did. I was looking forward to seeing the Oklahoma City and Golden State Warriors battle it out for some few more years.
Yeah,
I think that they were up. See, this is the thing people forget. They were up 3-1.
They was.
Yeah.
They were up 3-1. And I want you to go look at the numbers. Like, pull up the stats of game 5, 6, and 7. Kevin Durant was not good. Okay? It was like 7 for 30 or something like it's those kind of numbers, man. He did the same thing in the championship against LeBron James the first time around.
They were young, though. They were young.
Whatever. All I'm saying is like in big, huge moments, all right, without having a super team, what has he done?
Damn. I knew that was happening.
What's happening?
Listen, all right, but we're gonna go that route. What has LeBron done without? Listen, anybody, let's throw away this narrative. Everyone who's won a championship has damn near had some version of a super team.
Okay.
Anybody.
I totally understand that, but like there's levels. 73 win team. Do you know that LeBron James, his last, instead of going to Cleveland, he could have went to Golden State.
He could have.
What would we have said then? Like, dude, there's something about the move that he made, even though he tried to build it within. He got 2 great players to come. It was a great player already there, and then he got Kevin Love to come. I get that. But we can look on the court and see exactly what he's done. Look, there's an argument that anybody can make now that LeBron James is the greatest player of all time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The thing that I don't appreciate is people don't take into account how many times did you give yourself the opportunity to win the championship? That is an incredible stat.
Yeah.
Dude went to 10 finals, man. 10.
I respect it.
You know what I mean? I don't think Magic gets enough respect when you think about it. Magic went to 9 finals.
Mm-hmm.
He went to 9 finals.
Won 5 of them.
He's the greatest. Look, he's the greatest Laker ever. They can say all they want to say. Magic Johnson is the greatest Laker ever. He went to 9
Magic didn't say that. That ain't what Magic says.
You know why he don't want to say that? Because he just being gracious, man. He being an executive now. But you trust me.
Listen.
Behind closed doors, you know Magic out there. Like,
you're biased because you a little older. You from LA. You grew up with Showtime. I get it. But keep it 1,000.
That's Kobe Bean. That's Kobe Bean favorite.
Come on now,
I'm a fan right there.
And I love Magic. I'm a Lakers. I'm not from here. I'm not from LA. From Indy, but I love Kobe. I'll admit it. Which turned me to a Lakers fan since I was knee high to a grasshopper. Look at the tape. Look at the eye test. When you think about not only just
the eye test is like, so I see a lot of not passing. I see that. I see
Magic with his back to the basket, dribbling with one hand because he ain't got a handle. I see somebody who can't shoot. I don't want to diss Magic because I love Magic, but you're making me do it. You're making me do it.
45, 15, and 10 in the championship, son.
He's amazing. I'm not trying to diss Magic. I don't want to do that.
Dissing him.
I don't want to diss Magic. I'm just saying he's not better than Kobe.
Like if we were picking teams.
Oh my God, yes.
Of all Laker players of all time, and it was the three of us picking teams, and you had the first pick, right? So you'd take Kobe, right?
Hell yeah.
I'd take Magic, and whoever I would get on the 6th pick, we would beat the shit out of you guys.
Hell no. Who gonna guard Kobe?
It don't matter because we would just be like, yeah, just guard everyone else because he gonna take all the shots. Do you remember those 2 years when Shaq was traded? Remember them non-playoff days until they had to get another dynamic big man in Paul Gasol.
Hold on, Paul Gasol is an all-star player, good player, but that's not act like Paul Gasol was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
You better go look at them numbers. You better go look at them players.
Magic Johnson got the all-time leading NBA scorer, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, in his squad. Cut it out.
Kareem was 40 at those times, man.
And was still dropping. Come on, stop.
He wasn't dropping all-star numbers, man. Stop it. Look, Magic had a great team. He had
James Worthy,
He had Worthy, Scott. He had all those people, man. But he was the orchestrator on all that.
I love Magic.
He took a team with Vlade Divac as the center to the championship.
On my spit and coughing.
He took a team to the championship against the Bulls, man, that didn't deserve to be there. And he still did it. Look, Kobe Bryant's great. All I'm saying is, how many times did you get yourself to the championship?
7.
It counts for something.
7.
9 times for Magic.
And won 5. They got the same amount of rings.
Yeah, but I'm not. Yeah,
it's silly, man.
How many times? Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but Magic in all of his championships, he was arguably the best player on the team.
Ooh.
Listen, the only one, and I'll give you the very first ring.
Only one.
No. The very first ring.
You better look at Shaq's numbers in the look. You take any 2 guard in that era. Any starting 2 guard in that era could have played with Shaq, and they would have.
Penny Hardaway couldn't get it done. Respectfully,
you mean when he was a rookie and lost in the championship?
Man,
that's tough.
In the championship,
Shaq left.
They put that on Penny, bro.
If Nick Anderson hits one of those free throws, they win. If
it was a 5th, we all be drunk. All I'm saying is the first ring was clearly Shaq. Like it's not even an argument.
Okay, you better look at these numbers.
No, look it up. Look it up. I'm saying look at both their numbers. That's all I'm saying. Look at both their numbers.
Who was MVP of the finals for 3
years? I give it to you. That's cool.
Who was MVP of the finals?
Andre Iguodala was the MVP of the Golden State first ring. You tell me he better than Steph? Hell no. And I love Shaq.
He obviously had a better series than Steph. If you want to talk about where Steph ranks in all time, we can get on that too.
He crowned today, bro. He about to make me throw up.
Look, I just step out the way. Look, when Kobe and Magic, that LA talk, I just step out the way. Look.
All I'm saying is Kobe's a better athlete, better 12-time all-time NBA defender. Both got 5 rings, so you can't say Magic won more than him. Kobe's a better scorer, a better shooter.
Had to stop playing because
Magic's a better passer.
HIV.
Magic's a better passer. Well, and I hear it, but that's a part of it. Unfortunately, I can't. Like you said, Kate. Like it is what it is. Like it's on his resume. Come on now.
Say, but hey, it's not out of pocket to say you acting like I'm talking about a scrub.
No, it ain't out of pocket.
There ain't no shame in saying Magic's the best Laker of all time.
But you said it was so much like just like you just knew it.
I'm so sorry. Is number 2 all time an insult? It's saying number 2 all time. Am I spitting on his grave?
Say it with more
number 2.
Say it with more humbleness. Like I believe Magic Johnson's probably the best Laker of all time. You said Magic Johnson is the best Laker of all time. I didn't like the confidence in your voice.
He's clearly the greatest Laker.
Well, take over, man.
He said without a doubt.
It's without a doubt, man.
Well, take us to the quick hitters, man.
LA's finest. LA's finest.
Yeah.
Hey, before we go ahead and transition, I'm gonna just say go Bulls. All right, I'm gonna just leave it at that. All right,
brother.
He from Chicago, so he feeling himself now this year.
We're gonna leave it at that and transition. As we head into the end of the show, we got a couple quick hitters. We're gonna hit you with just a couple questions we'll ask you. Maybe one liner, give it to us, then we'll head to the next one. So the first one is would you rather? Okay, so check this out. Would you rather be a pitcher and get the game-winning home run hit on you, or be a cornerback and get the game-winning touchdown on you?
Ooh, that's deep.
Ooh. Ooh, I think the pitcher. I'd rather be the pitcher. The touchdown is like that's an athletic prowess thing that you just got beat.
Right.
So
right,
you
right.
just got outmanned. Pitching, there's a little bit of luck in it because you're talking about 30% is Hall of Fame. Which is why I think baseball is ridiculous.
Damn, I like that answer. I was never thinking that's like a methodical answer though. Like I was just that make a lot of sense though.
Yeah,
that's deep. That's deep. All right, we got another. Would you rather? Now, would you rather do stand-up comedy for the rest of your life, just strictly stand-up comedy, or would you rather do movies, comedy and movies for the rest of your life? You have to pick one.
It's like gun to your head. It's tough. Oh man, that's a tough one because I love both of them, but I would pick comedy. I would do stand-up comedy.
Stand-up comedy. Ooh, okay. I thought you were gonna say movies.
No, I'll do stand-up comedy.
Got you.
All right, Eric. Top 5 favorite comedians.
Top 5 favorite comedians of all time. You say for me, right?
Yeah, for you.
It would be Eddie Murphy. It would be Sinbad.
Ooh.
I loved Sinbad. He was clean, you know, and he still was like dynamically funny. Damn, that's tough, man. I have my list because I don't. Oh man, my list is like sometimes it's like people that I know, my friends. You know what I mean?
Hey, go ahead, shout them out.
It's your list. Hey, it's EG list.
I love one of my buddies. His name's Dwayne Perkins. I just think Dwayne is like super funny. I love watching him. Let's see. I like George Carlin.
George Carlin. Yep.
Yeah. How many is that?
That's 4. You got one more.
Yeah, one more.
And I know it's like, I know people like to say Richard Pryor, but like I wasn't partial to Richard Pryor when I was,
that's fair.
you know what I mean? And then I want to say Bill Cosby, but you know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean? It's
like,
oh man. You know? But I would probably say like, cause like if you count like comedic acting and stuff like that, even if it's not comedy, like I would pick Lucille Ball and Melissa McCarthy. Like when I'll watch any Melissa McCarthy movie because that chick is funny. Like just she's just on the screen and she is funny. There's something about her, you know. So comedic, comedy, acting, and stand up. Those are like some of my top 5, 6, 7 people I like to watch.
Got you. I love it. Okay, I got one for you. Name one actor or actress who you haven't been in a movie or show with, who you would love to, you know, play a role with and do a movie with.
You know, it would probably this weird, but I want to do a movie with like Tom Cruise. You know,
Mission Impossible.
Like
what we doing?
Yeah. Like I want to be the new lab tech on Mission Impossible. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I can see you doing. Got your little coat on and shit.
Like, I gotta drive out there. Like, what are you doing, Ethan? You know what I mean? As he's jumping out of plane and I'm driving a truck. You know, and I got my headpiece on with my computer in front of me.
Right.
I've always said my dream job is to be a lab tech on like CSI Pick a City. You know what I mean? And then it's just like, you know, I'm only in the episode like 15 minutes, you know, because when the stars come in and they go, hey, what's up with that evidence? And I'm like, well, you know, and I get to tell them about the evidence. Then I just do
typing off ass and shit.
Yeah.
Well, based on my research, the volume of bro, I love crime shows. I would love to see you in one of them, bro. You actually look like somebody, you would be the perfect one.
Let's put that energy out there, okay? Let's put that energy
put it manifest.
See what
hands out, Bolo. Hands out, Bolo. Put it out there.
Manifest.
And then we will manifest it.
We're gonna manifest it. It's out there. It's in the universe now.
It's gonna happen. And all I say is, if when you get that role, if there's a scene where they need a big, strong, buff, black, good-looking guy, hit me up.
You're like,
oh man, let's do the last one, Bolo. I'll take so.
Yep, go ahead.
LA native. So I got this probably the hardest question I didn't ask you the whole show. Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles or In-N-Out?
Oh shit. Oh man, dude. What are you doing to me?
Come on now.
Roscoe's.
Ooh, Obama special?
You know, no, I like a 2-piece with 1 waffle because 2 waffles is too much. But then, now I gotta go to Roscoe's.
I might go tonight. See, I don't get the waffle. I substitute the waffle for fries, and I just launch everything with hot sauce.
No, you gotta have a waffle, man. Nope. They make it special. See, this is why. Yeah, this is people that like Kobe Bryant don't get waffles.
There you go. But tell us why. Give us a reason why you pick Roscoe's over because In and Out, you get come on now.
In and Out,
animal sauce.
Animal style.
I don't like. But their French fries are lacking in comparison to other places. Yeah. But when you go to, Roscoe's, you got everything you need. They got good chicken. Those waffles are good. You can get the potatoes. You can get the sunshine drink. It's just
sunset, that drink, that half and half.
Yeah, the diabetes in a cup. You know what I mean?
Give it to me.
Yeah. So yeah, Roscoe's. I haven't been in a while because I've been working out a lot. I got a rowing machine because I'm trying to.
Gotcha. Let me see the muscles then. What you doing?
Well, the muscles ain't there yet, but
it's something right there.
Slim, you know what I mean? I'm slimming down because COVID. It was like I looked at the numbers. I was like, you know what? People that are obese are getting it more, dying more, getting hit harder. I mean, so I was like, that's not gonna be me.
Yeah, you looking good though, EG. Looking good. Keep at it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Well,
here we go.
Man, we do appreciate it as we wrap up the show. Eric, go ahead and let the Porch know how they can connect with you, how we can stay in contact with you from Instagram to podcast, gamer tag, anything. Throw it out there. Let the Porch know.
Yeah, I'm Erik Griffin on most things. That's with a K, Erik Griffin. So you could find me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all that stuff as Erik Griffin. And then I stream daily on Twitch at Erik Griffin Gaming, and I put a lot of my videos up on YouTube, Erik Griffin Gaming. And then you can find my schedule on my website, erikgriffin.com. Coming to a city near you.
We love it.
There it is. Another good one, man. Make sure, we on every streaming platform, man. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever. If you ain't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button right now. I'm your boy D Nice, aka Big Smitty, aka Darnell. My man Bolo.
You know what it is. Got my guy Eric in the building. We out.
On the porch, that was where it all began. Had to put in work every day, we got it in. We chased all our dreams and now they can't believe it. We make it look easy, we achieving everything we need. Now we undefeated.